All right, what's going on, guys? It's Vince, and today, July 30th, we got a brand new blog post, Varlamore, bug fixes, and more. So, couple different things, especially regarding the new Doom Boss. We're gonna go through it and kind of discuss. Obviously, there's a lot more things that Doom Boss needs, which they mentioned they're going to get to, but for now, we have a good amount today. So. And it says hotfix after the game update. They fixed a bug where the Eye of AX special attack was incorrectly reducing magic defense below 0 and fixed an issue where player deaths occurred from damage taken after the boss had died. Nice. Not bad, not bad. So now we shouldn't take damage after the boss dies, which is really nice because that was annoying as hell. So, Varlamore Changes. It's been an absolute joy watching you all venture deeper into Varlamore the Final Dawn. Whether you're sweating it out in delve boss battles, chilling with the Ents in the scenic Auburn Valley, or dramatically sacrificing your hardcore status to a crab whose deadliest attack is emotional damage, the region has been buzzing with action and unforgettable memories. So yeah, I mean between the quests, the gemstone crab, the delve boss, and even the fletching activity, I just realized they put a hardcore Iron Man right here on the photo. That's actually hilarious. I love that they play and banter with the community. This photo is hilarious. That's great. We've been closely tracking your feedback, making improvements, and squashing any bugs we spot. First up, we have Delve Boss changes. So that's pretty exciting. If you guys are PVMers or aspiring PVMers, these are going to be big. So, Demon Bane spells now benefits from reduced attack delay on demonic larvae, matching the behavior of other Demon Bane weapons. So, if you use the Demon Bane spells with your magic attack, which let's be real, everybody is, you will now have the reduced attack delay, similar to melee and ranged, which is huge because the magic delay on that boss is a whole mechanic in itself. It's a pain in the ass. I've personally done like I want to say 650 delves, and I have a buddy who's done over 1500, and doing it with that magic delay is a major pain. So, not having to deal with that anymore is going to be blissful, continuing to grind it, and hopefully we'll see an item soon. So, fixed an issue where the click box for the volatile earth nodes appeared before their spawn animation finished. I actually ran into this. I think it was on wave like 5 or 6. I went to go click closer to the boss to move, and instead I just destroyed volatile earth, and I was like, oh, I guess I need to prepare for this now. And like, after car phase it'll spawn volatile earth, but like it's such a I've had that happen like I think 2 or 3 times, so it's not that bad, but it is a pain when it does happen. So that I didn't expect them to fix that, so that's nice. Resolved an issue where clan broadcasts were triggered for any completion time between waves 1 to 8 rather than only for a player's personal best. So this seems like it was probably a pretty easy fix on their end. Maybe it wasn't. I'm not a coder. Maybe it wasn't. But that seems like it was something they noticed and they were like, oh, that's a quick fix. We'll throw it in there. So no problems. It's more polishing, but nothing crazy for the fight itself. Reduce the size of the beam charge up effect on the delve boss to help prevent misclicks. So this, I actually quite like this. I noticed when it's charging the beam, it has like the stuff spraying out of it at the front of all like the little particles, and you can click those and it'll click on the boss. And I didn't misclick that often, but I have on occasion. So I mean I guess that would probably be an easy enough change to like shrink the hitbox. So that's good. It's nice. It's always good when you're preventing misclicks or helping to prevent or mitigate misclicks. Fixed a bug where the Eye of AX special attack was incorrectly reducing magic defense below 0, and fixed an issue where player deaths occurred from damage taken after the boss had died. That was mentioned above. But so from what I've read, because I went on Reddit as well to just kind of see what people thought of these delve boss changes, and there's a to-do list underneath, but it's for a week release. This is very mild in my opinion. I don't think that that's kind of quite enough, and we have fantastic JMods, we have fantastic developers, so they're doing their best. The boss is fantastic, but for me, I feel like it should have been like, I don't know if it worked on the more or prioritized more is the right verbiage for that. But there's plenty of other things. I know magic was the main one. That's a good change, but like I don't know. Let's read the to-do list. We haven't gotten to everything just yet, but your feedback has been loud and clear, and we're listening. While the list below highlights a few of the things we're looking to address, it's not exhaustive. We're aiming to make more impactful gameplay changes in the next update, and we'll share more details soon. For now, here's what we're planning. So I have a bit of a list here. We're adding a raid-style reward chest to the lobby to hold any unclaimed loot. Just like in the Coliseum, you'll need to hit the claim and leave button before anything shows up back at the lobby. This one's interesting to me. I don't know if this is like a... You hit claim and leave and it throws it in the lobby. If it's like unclaimed. I guess if it's unclaimed and you leave, if you like teleport out or something, it just throws it in the chest. So, I mean, I think it's easy enough to just hit bank, personally. I guess if you're an ultimate, you don't have that luxury, but for me, like, I'll hit claim and leave, and I'll just throw everything in my bank. And then I'll go re-gear. Like, I don't even check what I get, basically. Or, like, pull what I get. I just throw it in my bank. So, that, to me, I don't think I'm going to use that. I haven't seen anybody suggest that, so that's a weird suggestion on the to-do list for me to start off. But it sounds cool. So, we get a little chest in the area. That's fine. For the level 8 orb special, permanent rocks won't drop on players inside the shield. So, I have finished up to level 7, which I think is pretty good compared to a lot of the players. But I haven't gotten to level 8, so I'm not super familiar with the orb special, but it sounds like when you have the shield that's moving, it won't drop rocks on you. That's what it says. No. No, that's nice. That's nice. I haven't dealt with that happening, probably because I haven't made it to level 8, but I haven't heard anything of that either, so... But that sounds good. Elite clue scrolls are coming to the loot table. That sounds cool. They should have already put them in. They seem to overlook that a lot. We're improving the Delve boss's click boxes to reduce accidental misclicks during the fight. So, see, like, this is something that they should have added already. This needs to be in there. You've fixed an issue where the click... not that one. I apologize. They reduced the size of the beam charge up effect hitbox specifically to prevent misclicks, but they didn't fix the one for the Delve bosses itself. I have had so many. My friend has a screenshot, and it's literally he's clicking on the box, and there's a little yellow click, and he clicks through it, and this thing is unforgiving as hell when it comes to melee attacks, and he gets smacked like a 30, like a 34. It's absolutely ridiculous some of the misclicks that I'll have. Like, and I'll yellow click through the boss, realize it immediately, and go, ah, shit, and then click back, and then take like a 34. Sometimes if I miss the click because I'm like dodging prayer flicks, I'll take like a 34 for the misclick, and then I'll take like a 25 for the misclick back, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. So that, to me, they should have fixed that already. I'm glad it's coming. But like we're a weekend. It should be. They need to fix that. It should have been there today. We'll prevent cannon placements on all levels, not just the first. It's fine. I don't really want to use a cannon. Fixing the Eye of AX special attack, which currently creates a frustratingly large click box. I don't understand what they mean by frustratingly large click box. Like, creates a large click box on like the enemy. Like that sounds cool, I guess. I haven't seen it at all. Making the Eye of Aak function as a one-hit weapon against magic grubs. Again, I don't have one. Like, I'm an Iron Man. But for the people that do have the eye, that should have been in there today. So, especially because you get it from the boss. Like, that should have been like, oh my god. Like, I know they do playtest this stuff. I know, like, Mod Nox, like, clears everything before we get releases. But, like, it... Like, just play test it a little bit more. Just, like, a little bit more. Have someone use the eye and think, oh, this is a magic weapon that comes from the boss. Like, let's make it one-shot the magic grubs from the boss. Like, I'm happy with the boss. I promise. I am. But they need to fix that. And like, it's stuff like this. Like, again, I don't care. It's been a great update. It really has. But, like, that should have been there on release. And I'm happy that they have enough self-awareness to put it in the to-do list and put it in the changes eventually. But like I cannot help but be like, you should have just added this on release. Like please. Like oh my god. It's stuff that like I look at and I'm like, oh, it's obvious, and it's just not in there. So and like it's a learning experience. They've been fantastic with updates. They've been fantastic with like recent content. So I fully will give them a pass. Like fully give them a pass. But it is frustrating. This one's really cool. This I didn't think of this. I didn't read anything on this. Make the 1x1 center of the shield orb clear acid as it passes. That's gonna be really interesting when you get to waves like 4 and 5. When you get to like the deeper like 6, 7, 8, and then beyond, obviously. You can use the orb to clear acid and make a path for yourself. And specifically, you can control where that orb goes because you click both volatile earths. So that's going to make it a lot easier. I don't mind that at all. I think that's a fantastic change. And as someone that needs to push 8 and beyond, that sounds lovely. So stopping special attack energy from regenerating between levels while players are looting or not in combat. I noticed this. I use a light bearer, and I think it's really funny that you can just sit there and restore spec. I understand why they're removing it, but that's funny. Go abuse often, abuse early is what they say. Swapping triple grub spawns for a single large slow moving grub to keep things manageable at higher delve levels. So this one, I want to point out, this isn't like just melee grubs. This is all of the grubs. So it has, instead of getting 3 grubs, you're now going to have one big one that just moves slower. And I would imagine maybe takes a couple extra hits to kill. So maybe you have to like 2 or 3 ticket to kill it. But now it's going to be, that makes it a little bit more manageable at higher delve levels. And I hope when they say higher delve levels, well, I guess it's just any triple ones. I was going to say like 6 and 7, not just like 8 and beyond, but it's just going to be any triples. So that's going to be a worthwhile fix. I know people were complaining specifically about the triple melee grubs because like it has an AoE attack. So if you're smacking 3 of them, you're going to get hit a bunch, especially at the later delves because of the fact that like it hits you more and harder. But again, it's been a great boss. They definitely have a to-do list ahead of them. And I think there's more than just this as well. I know a lot of people wanted when it does the melee punish phase to like pause your attacks like the shield. That way you don't like attack it with your bow and then have to wait like another 3 to 4 ticks before you can melee punish it. I've done that. I have a clip from yesterday. I was slamming my desk because like literally like slamming my desk because I hit it, realized it was the melee punish, it shot it again, and I didn't realize, and it literally hit me before I could melee punish it. And like I was literally clicking the boss with my halberd, and I just couldn't do it because I didn't realize. And that's I mean, part of that's a skill issue, part of that's just like it didn't pause my attack. It needs to pause your attack on the melee punish. That way I can click it and not waste ticks sitting there with my bow when I didn't really realize it. And I've seen that all over Reddit. So that would be a great change as well. But otherwise they've done a fantastic job. Like this Demon Bane spells part is fantastic. The volatile earth thing is minor, but that's cool. And they have plenty of good stuff in here. So it's gonna get better. It's taken a little longer than I care to ask for, but we're getting it. So well done to the Jagex team overall. Next we have Varlamore tweaks and fixes. It says send trunk plea. Alongside the boss changes, we've given the wider Varlamore region a bit of polish, and yes, we gave that poor trunkless tree some time to grow. So I don't know what they're talking about. I haven't really explored Auburnvale and like the surrounding area all that much, but we got a nice image there. Anywho, I like the plea. That's funny. I love the banter that they give us. They've updated the Antler Guard stats to reflect the correct values from the blog, i.e. -15 to all defenses instead of -25, and +5 prayer instead of +4. I feel like that's something that they should check just to make sure, and do like a little integrity thing before they release updates, but glad that to see that they've corrected that. Avernic Treads variants that contain a primordial boot can now be used in clue steps and stored in stash units as a substitute for dragon boots. It's huge for Ultimate Iron Man, even though you're going to use boots everywhere anyway. Increase the buy limit for fletched shields to 18,000 to match bows now that they can be used to decorate totems. It's a cool change. Fixed a bug where a certain tropical tree was missing its trunk in the Talati rainforest. The knife in Janice' house can no longer be picked up through the wall. I know exactly what that one is, too. Oddly enough. It's from the quest. You can, like, pick it up through the wall. I guess you can't anymore. Fixed an issue where players would see the doom of Monkeyotl pet in their player-owned menagerie without it actually being there. This was a big thing day one. People were seeing the pet in the menagerie, even though they didn't have the pet. So that's a funny little day one bug. That's a wrap on this round of Varlamore updates. Thank you for the reports, clips, and beautifully sarcastic Reddit threads that helped us track these down. We'll continue keeping a close eye on your adventures, so please keep the feedback coming. And if you're hardcore, maybe don't get too casual with the crab. It only hits once, but apparently that's all it needs. Yeah, the fact that Gemstone Crab has claimed a couple hardcore players is hysterical. And the banter here is fantastic. Anywho, next, on an unrelated note, not Varlamore related, bank layout feedback. We need your thoughts. A few weeks ago, we showed you a concept for a bank interface update designed to tidy things up and make room for a convenient new feature. A single button to empty all your fish barrels, herb sacks, looting bags, and more with just one click. That design was missing one crucial element: Group Iron Man storage support. So we went back to the drawing board, and today we're ready to show you a revised version of the plan. This new layout not only makes space for Group Iron Man and potion storage, but also gives us flexibility to add even more specialized storage options in the future. Here are two mockups showing what it might look like for a player with potion storage, Group Iron Man storage, and bank tabs enabled. One with the container closed and one with it expanded. So it looks like on like the left area, you have this little arrow where you can open it, then it'll expand it, and then close it. I am not the biggest fan of this because I use bank tag layouts, but it does look nice. I mean, it's not bad, and I play on resizable, so it's gonna give me a big fucking bank interface anyway. I think that works for what they're trying to accomplish. It's gonna take some getting used to. I saw one Reddit comment said they need to put this deposit looting bag on the left here where the deposit inventory is, and the inventory where the looting bag is, which I would agree with. Or, you know, just make it customizable. I mean, this game really is, with all the plugins we have, this really is a game that strives on customizability. So let us move this. If I want to put my deposit inventory like in this little bar, let me do that. If I want to move my incinerator like over here, like let me do that. Like it should just be whatever I want. Honestly, like I like the little note icon here though. But if I want to do this note icon like over here, let me put it over there. If I want to make this lock even like over here or up there, like you should just let us customize it how we want. That's my pitch here, because this game thrives on stuff like that. So the layout does look good. I think this is worthwhile. It's well done, especially as someone who has a graphic design background and like UI background. But I think customizing it, you just can't go wrong doing that. If you've unlocked both potion storage and Group Iron Man storage, not a Group Iron Man, your bank interface will now show a new expandable button. Clicking it will open a compact container with buttons for all your external storage types. This container will render over your bank tabs in RuneLite, but you can collapse it at any time, and it'll remember whether you left it open or closed the next time you access your bank. That part's cool. It'll remember it. So if you keep it open or closed, it will keep it like that the next time you access your bank. You'll also be able to right-click the pop-up for direct access to any of your external storage. That means you can use menu entry swapper to make one of them your left-click default, if that's your preference. If you only have one of these storage options unlocked, you'll just see the button for that one, which I just have potion storage, so it's fantastic. If you have neither, your interface won't change at all. That's everything for now, but we really want to hear what you think. Do you like the direction we're heading in? Is there anything you'd like to see done differently? Again, just add the customizing. Let me customize my own bank interface. There's going to be people that want to put the inventory here where the equipment is and want to put the equipment like over here for some stupid reason, but that's just where they want it. Like that is king. You cannot go wrong with letting the people choose where they want to put stuff. And lastly, I guess they have some merch for this, which is pretty cool. Cole Roland and Mod Ash dropped an exciting music video last week for the RuneFest. Medley experienced an electrifying take on 9 iconic OSRS tracks such as Skate Main Harmony and CCNT2, reimagined by Roland and Ash himself on the violin. And okay, you can add it to your playlist. I don't know why it says merch when it's talking about a music video. Other changes. This is some miscellaneous changes that is always fun. Restored a single pixel to the rigger prayer icon, bringing back the cheeky glint in its eye. I know a couple perfectionists that will be very happy with this. The chapel windows in the Civitas and Canvas styles are now display as intended. Removing chapel windows will re-render your house again. Fixed a visual bug with floating pillar shortcuts in the Revenant caves. Sounds fun. Fixed an issue where one food item appeared immediately on death to monsters in the Revenant caves. All tradable drops now appear after the intended delay. It's interesting. Fixed a dead pixel in the Giant's Foundry Crucible. I want to know just where that comes from. Who noticed that? And who points that out where that gets put in the fix today? Adjusted burn damage from the Arcane Blade on Dead Man's World. The burn now hits faster and harder, but for a shorter duration to prevent it from being used to block escapes. This also applies to all burn damage against players in Dead Man. Interesting. Interesting item, honestly. It's kind of a cool item. I wish it was like good at like Doom, but it seems like it's kind of a niche PvP weapon, which is fun. Fixed an issue where the Echo Venator bow ornament hit did not consume charges or display correct visuals in PvP. It now behaves as expected. Well, shoot. I had it and I didn't take advantage of it. Restored spectate mode and telescope functionality in the PvP arena. Players can now observe matches as intended. Again, who's figuring this out? I would love to know, honestly. Fixed an issue in the Fremnik Slayer cave where items dropped on certain tiles near the stairs were impossible to pick back up again. Can you imagine? You're like, I'm going to drop this just for fun, just as a joke. And then you drop it and it just doesn't let you pick it back up. That would suck. Fixed a mobile UI issue where chat filter icons would overlap boss health bars and other info panels when the chat was collapsed with always show chat filters enabled. Excuse me. So a little bit more mobile UI polishing. You'd love to see it. Castle Wars barricades now render over players if they're not in the same tile by default. Demonic gorillas will no longer display the wrong overhead when attacked by thralls. That seems like a massive oversight and probably will make a lot of people happy that are still fighting demonic gorillas. This one made me sad. Master farmers in Civitas Illa Fortis will no longer stand still indefinitely after being spoken to. So this was something you could do. You could talk to the master farmers and they would just stand still and you could just pickpocket to your leisure. A new audience member. Oh, this is really, really sweet. A new audience member has appeared near the stage in Relica's Long Hall to cheer on the bards in memory of a member of Jagex's video team who recently passed away. So really, really nice gesture by the team to add that in there. My condolences to that family. I think that's last. Yeah. Lastly, we have the sailing stress test. So see how this goes. We are delighted to announce that we'll be running a stress test for sailing next week. The aim of this test is to see how our game worlds perform with lots of players sailing at once. This will help our game engine team gather vital information about world stability, with the aim being to proactively tackle any infrastructural challenges ahead of sailing's launch. Basically, we're trying to make sure that you all don't overload the game servers when sailing drops. Yeah, so I mean, good on them for recognizing they need to do this ahead of time. That would be a massive flop if that's the issue. Next week, a single beta world will be accessible to players for 15 minutes at a time, 4 times over the course of one day. We'll confirm the exact date and time in next week's game update news post. I want to know just who's joining that. I won't. I probably won't be. Like, no one wants to. So I don't know if they're gonna like force players to do that, if they have like a certain like group of people that they're gonna do that, but hopefully it all goes well. We want as many players as possible to test our system to its absolute capacity. So please do hop in if you've got time. I mean, if I see it, maybe. When the test begins, we'll announce it via an in-game broadcast. Okay. If I'm online, I'll hop on. There are no signups or requirements. Anyone can help out. Although this test isn't focused on sailing content, it's still really important for the skill. We've already run a few internal stress tests, but now it's time to see how worlds fare in a live environment. During the stress test, you'll get to play a short mini game and hopefully meet some fellow sailors, including a few J-mods. Once it's over, feel free to get back to your grind. More specific details on date and time will be announced next week. We'll see you there. Yeah, so sailing's on the horizon now, guys. And they're preparing for it. So exciting stuff, even if you're not originally a fan like myself. So PvP world rotation as always, and they signed it the mods. So little update. There's I guess a lot to it, but we got a couple like random changes here. A little bit of bank interface. A couple different issues with like just random Varlamore tweaks and fixes, and then obviously the big one is the Delve boss, which they need to address more. They need to make little hot fixes more. You don't have to update it from a week-to-week basis. You can just, I would literally just drop hot fixes in as you get it. You fix the melee punish hitbox, or where it doesn't like do the, where it like stalls you, that way you can melee attack it and there's no delay. Just be like, hey, game update in 10 minutes, sorry. Or game update in a half hour, sorry. And take the world down for 5 minutes and throw it in there. That's what I would do. You don't have to wait until next Wednesday to do this. But good stuff here. This one originally I read this blog post as it came out. This Demon Bane spells, this was originally just going to be the purging staff. And they changed it. So, or I think it said purging staff and it was all Demon Bane spells. I'll give them a little bit more credit. I think that's what the case was, if I'm remembering correctly, from what I read online. But again, good stuff. This artwork is amazing. If you guys have watched any of my recent videos, including the downgrade series, I appreciate you greatly. Let me know in the comments if you tried the new Doom boss. I'll see you next time.